What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. And today, we're going to talk about, preview, breakdown, and try to predict the upcoming Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan pay-per-view welterweight showdown. This fight will take place on April 20th at the Madison Square Garden in New York, and it will be televised live on ESPN pay-per-view. Now, onto the fight itself. By the way, it will obviously be for Terence Crawford's WBO welterweight world title. Now, onto the fight itself. We all know Amir Khan very well. He's got fast hands. He's arguably got the heart of a lion. He's an Olympic silver medalist. Great amateur background, great amateur fighter, and he takes punches flush. Those are the key things about Amir Khan that we all know. And his chin isn't the best. I think his chin is made to look a lot worse than it really is because of the fact that he gets hit so cleanly. Let's face it, the punch that he got knocked out with against Canelo, anybody else would have dropped dead from that punch. The only difference is most fighters don't take punches like that, And you have to remember, Amir Khan was a welterweight fighting a junior middleweight in that fight. And a junior middleweight that was barely making junior middleweight. As a matter of fact, technically speaking, that fight was at middleweight because he was held at 155. Junior middleweight is 154. So, he's an exciting fighter in the sense that he could be winning every round, and at any moment he can get clipped, get hit flush, and just drop dead or get knocked out, And that provides a certain amount of suspense while you watch his fights. That's why Amir Khan is probably one of, I don't know if he's one of my most favorite fighters to watch nowadays, but I always look forward to an Amir Khan fight because he's going to provide that suspense. Especially if he's in there with a puncher or with someone that has a reputation of being a puncher. For example, that Marcos Maidana fight with Amir Khan back in the day, that was like the typical Amir Khan fight in the sense that, he gave you everything. He showed you his fast hands. He showed you his boxing ability and his ability to move his legs, and he also showed and showcased his heart. But he also, he barely got out of that fight alive. You know what I mean? He was running for his life the last 4 rounds of that fight. He was hurt for 4 rounds straight and barely escaped on his feet and managed to come out with the victory. So he's definitely a fun fighter to watch. On top of that, he has an offensive style. He's an offensive-minded fighter. A lot of people say that's actually one of his shortcomings, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think his shortcoming, like I said, is the fact that he just gets hit flush really cleanly. Most fighters don't take punches like that. When Amir Khan gets hit, he gets hit, it's like the equivalent of a bird flying right into a pole. That's how Amir Khan gets hit. You know what I mean? But his record stands currently at 33-4 with 20 knockouts. He's a former unified 140-pound champion. He's also an Olympic silver medalist, as I mentioned before. And he has been a long-time welterweight contender, so to speak. But he hasn't actually won a real world title at welterweight. At 140, he was actually the top fighter at one point. He had great wins over Zab Judah, Marcos Maidana, as I mentioned before, Andrei Kotelnik, who was a quality fighter from Ukraine. he was doing his thing until he lost that disputed decision to Lamont Peterson, and then afterwards got knocked out or stopped by Danny Garcia. Now on to Terence Crawford, one of the best fighters in the sport today, pound for pound. The kid has seemingly everything. He has great boxing ability, great IQ. He fights very well from both stances. And he's got good hand speed, and he's also got good pop. He's only had 2 fights at welterweight, and both of those fights he's gotten the stoppage win. He got the knockout win over Jeff Horn, or the TKO, whatever you want to call it, and he also got the stoppage over a really big welterweight in Benavidez. So even though Terence Crawford is a former lightweight champion, former unified undisputed 140-pound champion, I still don't look at his power as a deficit in this weight class, because so far he's proven to me and he's shown that his power has carried up, and he has well above average power for a welterweight. And this is bad news for Amir Khan. Like I said, I think his chin isn't the best, but it's the fact that the way he gets hit that puts him out. And believe me, somewhere along this fight, he's going to get hit, just like how he always does. And he's going to go down. Everybody knows this. Amir Khan even knows this probably. And that's why this fight, for me, is not really an intriguing fight. However, I'm sure it will provide good entertainment for me and other fight fans around the world while it's actually happening, even though we know what the outcome is probably going to be, which is a knockout win for Terence Crawford. That's pretty much all I got to say about this fight. There's no other reason for me to keep going and talking about it, because I have said everything there is to be said about this fight that's relevant. So with that said, peace out, guys. I will continue to pump out more videos. Please subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of my followers. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.